Hello my friends, it's diys-by-dar, and I thought today I would go ahead and do a tutorial on the beaded collars. This is going to be a 4-strand, which is a little bit different for the braiding technique, but everything else is the same. This is the supplies that you're going to need: a ruler, and this is going to be my setup for beads. I'm going to go ahead and use some 6/0 white glass seed beads in cream, a nice little strand of pearls. I may put this little glass sand dollar on there. Then I have some, they look like sea glass beads, some regular 6/0, and when we're looking at 6/0, you're going to look at the number that's on there. 6/0 is a 6/0 size bead, and usually those work the best. And I have some really pretty dark green blue, and then I have another, and these are all glass beads, and another color that looks like a little bit of a turquoise in the middle with some clear glass on the outside. The tools that you're going to need, I've got some, I'm using 24 gauge wire this time because I don't have any 26. I suggest starting using 26 gauge wire because it's easier to crochet. When you get a little bit better at it, then you can graduate to the 24 gauge wire. And really the difference is the difficulty in what it is for crocheting. And sometimes when you start to get into the 4-strand collars and the 6-strand collars, you need a little bit heavier of a wire to hold that up when you pull it tight. You're going to use a couple sets of pliers. Here again, I've got mine dipped in some rubber. The size crochet hook that I use is a 6.5 millimeter. You're going to need some cutters, and then I've got some cord. I believe this is 2 millimeter and a 1.5. No, 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter. I think I'm going to use the gray wire or the gray cord to go with it. So how you're going to start this? Remember, you really need to get your beads strung on there first, on your wire first, and you usually drop them beads down in a set of 3 always works. And what we're shooting for is 10.5 inches. So load them on and get about 10.5 inches. Sometimes you use all that and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're dropping beads off at the end because you didn't need that many, depending on the real size of those beads. And if they're smaller beads, sometimes you need to add more on. But at the end of it, you can cut yourself enough wire that you can add those beads on. So that's where we're going to go first. How I'm going to do it is I'm going to load a strand of all these beads. I'm going to load a strand of all these beads. I'm going to load a strand of these beads, but I'm going to go small bead, large bead, small bead. I am going to load these pearls on, and it's going to be small bead, pearl bead, small bead. And I'm going to shoot for that 10.5 inches on our ruler, 10.5 inches. And then from there, we'll go to the crocheting part. So get your beads, string them on, get your 10.5 inches, and then we'll head to the crochet portion. So I actually have a little bit more on there. I got 11 inches, but I'll just hold it there and see where we end up. Go ahead and you're going to take your crochet hook, and remember to leave probably the good 6 inches at the end before you start your first loop. You're just going to take it and turn it a couple times. And where you're going to gauge your stitch size is right on this crochet hook, right around there. And this is kind of basically your tail. and I'm working right off the spool, and that's the best way to do it, is just work right off that spool. And we're going to just do 2 plain stitches to start. So you wrap it around, pull it through, just straighten it out. And I'll do one more. Wrap it around, pull it through, and just straighten it out. So there you've got 2 stitches with nothing on it. All right, drop down 3, wrap it around, and pull it through. Now clamp that down too. You see how I trapped those 3 beads there so they don't move? That's all you're going to do. You're going to continue to crochet until you get the whole thing done, dropping down 3. And I've got 24 gauge wire, and this is kind of like half hard wire, so it's a little bit harder to work with. Drop down 3, wrap it around, pull it through, squeeze that down, drop down 3, wrap it around, pull it through, squeeze it down. Okay, what we're shooting for is a 10.5 inches of these beads. So let's get her done. All right, we're there. I got a few beads left. So you just take them and you drop them off. So add 1, 2. Stop there. You need your cutters. And remember, about 6 inches. Sometimes it's better just to use a pair of pliers so you do not hurt your fingers. And just pull that tight, straighten it out, and there is our first strand. Now, I want you to go ahead and do that for all your other beads. I'm going to take these off. Oh, that's fun. That's called 52 bead pickup. I love when that happens. You have all your strands ready. You have 4 of them. Now we're going to get ready to braid these together. And a lot of times I like to start, I don't know, with the larger one on the outside. Probably doesn't really matter, but that's just what I do. Get them all lined up. See where you're at on this end. And if you get one that's really off, just move it down a little bit and kind of, I guess, balance the offness. Kind of like that. Go to one side, go just above all your loops. Take a pair of pliers and start to twist around. We're making 1 strong wire out of 4. We want to try to make it as straight as we can, just meaning you're not getting little extra little lumpy bumps in there, so just keep turning it. Okay, let's see how much we've got here. about 2 inches, which you want about 2 inches. And then at this point, go ahead and cut that excess wire off. And I use a clipboard to braid on. You can use any kind of clip system that you want to, but you do need to hang on to it for braiding. And I'm just straightening them out, and you want your beads all to be facing up or facing towards you. So get the strand and kind of bend it, because you're going to continue to bend it as we go down. So those are facing at the top. So I'm going to clip it on the board. And we're going to do a 4-strand braid. So, and I'm right-handed. So the right is going to hop over its neighbor. The left is going to go under its neighbor, then over the top. Straighten them all out. Your right is going to hop over its neighbor. The left is going to go under its neighbor, and then over the top of the middle one. See how I'm trying to turn those? So all the beads are on one side. It's a trick of hanging on all the strands at once. Right, hop over, left, hop under. Then hop over. Right, hop over, left, hop under, then hop over. Let's check it. Turn your beads. Right, hop over, left, hop under, then hop over. Right, hop over, left, hop under, then hop over. Hopping under, hopping over. Hop over, hop under, hop over, and just keep on going. Hop over, hop under, and hop over. Hop over, hop under, hop over. I would say we've got it. All right. Let's see if we can straighten this out a little bit. Make sure. Pretty summertime, turquoisey, beach glass blue color. Beautiful. All right, we're at the end. So start right up at the top, and you want to kind of compare. And Pearl's got a little bit off, but that's all right. That doesn't matter. Probably start right about there. And you're going to start to turn that. And do it exactly like you did the other side. Just keep turning till you get about 2 inches. Let's see where we're at comparatively. A little bit more, almost there. Close enough. Cut that one up there at the top. Okay. Let's see what we ended up with in inches for beads. Just about 10. And what I'll tell you also, the more strands you put in, the shorter it's going to get neck-wise, going around collar-wise, because you're using some of that length in what you're doing to make your braid wraps. Let's just set this on there and see if I like it or not. I think I like it better with it off. It's a little bit too big. All right, so there is going to be our collar. The next thing that we've got to do is we've got to make those ends. And you need a pair of pliers for that. And I'm going to use a simple pair, about 1/2 inch. Wrap it around. And then just take and start curling it around there. We'll fix the loop when we're done. Cut off the excess. And then tamp that in there underneath there. All right, let's see what we got going on for our loop here. There's your 2 loops. Close enough. Now we're ready for our cord. Time for the knotty board. This is the Knotty Do-It-All by Sandra Younger. All right, I've got a 2mm synthetic cord. Go ahead and cut yourself 18 inches. And I'm just gonna kind of melt the end so it doesn't fray. It's a little bit easier to use. And we are gonna go ahead and turn it upside down. Put your cord through. gonna do a special type of knot on this. I'm gonna clip it there. I guess I'll use this bigger cord. Go ahead and cut yourself about 8 inches. And I got a 1mm cord here. Go ahead and wrap it around. Once, twice. Let's do it twice. So I got the heavier cord, and you need to have a little tunnel there so one side can go through one way, and one side can go through the other way. And snug it down, and you want that cord ends to go in the back so you don't see the end part of that. And just tighten it down. And I usually will take some pliers to tighten so you can really hang on to it. All right, so this is going to be the front, and that is the back of that, so we got to start eliminating some of these cords. So let's cut this one as close as we can. Melt it, tap it, and this one. Melt it, tap it down, just feeling something sticky on there, sorry about that. Then your last one, so that's what it'll look like from the front, the back, and they're melted down and that's secured on. So we're going to do the same thing to this end. Cut yourself some cord, 18 inches, both of our ends. Now let's take and let's match them up and even them up here. Match them up there. Take your cord down and even them up. We're going to make that macrame slide knot, and I think I'm probably just going to put knots on the end instead of any beads. Okay, you're going to take both your cords, doesn't really matter where. Try to get them side by side as best you can. Go ahead and take a good 15 inches for your slide knot. Even that up, hold it at the bottom. It's going to be over the top, up through the bottom. Tighten, don't go real tight. Then you reverse it. Bottom, under the bottom, and up through the top. We ended with the top, you start with the top. Top, top, bottom, 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 top, 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 bottom, 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 top, 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 bottom, 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 top, 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 bottom, 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 top. Now, let's say you got distracted, you forgot where you're at, something looks funny. Just loosen up and see where they went. The last one here, you ended up on the top. So then I know I gotta go top, top, bottom. And I'm gonna probably stop it there because that 1mm cord is pretty good sized. Same thing here, you're gonna cut it. You're gonna make a plastic button. Tap it in. Tap it in. All right, there's your slip knot. Now all we have to make sure is on the ends here, so it doesn't, you know, come through and you lose it. You have to either tie or put a bead there, and I'm just going to tie. I'll probably put 2 knots. Now, since I don't want this to come undone, you can either put glue in there or just lightly light it and press it down so it kind of melts on itself. And then I always like to cut that end and just fluff it up. It gives it more of that boho look. See, this wire's a little bit stiffer, so it'll hold better once it's on your neck. And a collar, there's our collar. Pull it out, and you can turn it this way. Press it down, and wear it that way if you want. You can put it any length you want. There's enough cord here. Tighten it up, switch the angle, and you can go back to your collar. Pretty cool. I love them. They're easy in the summertime.